Welcome back to my channel. It's Color Me Bad Lynn, back with a brief review, a soft review on the House of Ellen Tracy. Okay, so these fragrances I haven't worn yet to be able to give you a descriptive review on them, but I'm going to tell you what I think about them. Then I'll come back later and tell you about the longevity and all that good stuff. So again, welcome back to my channel. If you've seen any of my other videos, if this is your first time ever meeting me, this is my bed head. I love it. Anybody that knows me knows that my hair is always all over my head. That is me. All right. So I want to welcome you. Welcome. Here on my channel, we will talk about fragrances, oils, body oils. We will talk about everything that has to do with beauty. We'll also touch on love, romance, sometimes relationships or a lack thereof, and faith. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into it. The first fragrance that I want to tell you about from the House of Ellen Tracy is Ellen Tracy Bronze. This is the bottle here. This is really pretty. It's in a frosted glass. I hope you guys can kind of see that. I'll bring it in a little closer for you. Okay, that's the bottle there. It is a floral fragrance for women. The base notes of this fragrance are raspberry leaf, pear, and mandarin orange. You got lily of the valley. You got exotic flower in this fragrance, sandalwood, amber, vanilla. This fragrance is loaded with notes. Typically, in the past, I've had Ellen Tracy fragrances that didn't quite do the trick for me, but I heard that this fragrance was really beautiful, and so when I got an opportunity to grab it, it was really inexpensive, and I thought I'd give it a try along with a couple of other ones that I have in my collection. But the two that I want to talk about today, I haven't used yet. One of them has a huge dent in them because earlier there was a fly in the house, and you know alcohol kills flies. He's a goner. So let's go ahead and pop the top. This actually, it feels like and looks like metal, but this is plastic, but it's a really cool design. That's the top. And this is the top of the atomizer. There's no insignia or name of the house of fragrance on the actual atomizer. And again, this is the bottle, just a nice, sleek, round and square at the bottom design and frosted glass. The juice appears to be pretty clear from what I can see. And I'm going to go ahead and give her a spray so you guys can actually see the atomizer on the fragrance, okay? So let's see what we get. It's a really nice spray. I've already sprayed a little bit in the cap. So right out of the opening, you get that mandarin orange. I can definitely smell that. The mandarin orange, raspberry leaf. There's a pear mixed in. So it gives us a slight juiciness and a slight sweetness to the fragrance. But right away, that lily of the valley, the patchouli kicks in. This is a really strong fragrance. I don't know. Again, I haven't worn it yet to be able to tell you about the longevity. But right out of the sprayer, this is pretty strong. I can definitely smell the amber and the sandalwood. A little bit of the vanilla. I get the aromatic. So that's what really interested me in that. Because normally fragrances that are on the aromatic side or balsamic, I can normally get with. So like I said, I'm going to actually wear this one and the other one that I'm going to tell you a little bit about one day next week. And I'll come on and give you guys a brief or a extensive detailed review on both of these fragrances and what I think about them. So far so good. It's not anything that knocked my socks off, but it's definitely a bearable, worth giving a try fragrance. Okay, so again, that is Ellen Tracy Bronze. It's my first fragrance that I'm talking to you guys about today from the House of Ellen Tracy. All right, so the next fragrance that I want to tell you guys about is Ellen by Ellen Tracy. Here's the bottle. I have had this fragrance in my collection for quite some time. As you see from the bottle and the top of it, it is a very masculine looking bottle. It is a women's fragrance, but I will tell you that this fragrance could be unisex and could be worn. I could see this fragrance being worn more by a good looking gentleman, more so than a woman. But you know, when fragrances can go either way, you know. So with this again is a floral woody musk fragrance. It has cinnamon in it, peach, rose, sandalwood, tonka bean, and that's all the notes that they actually share with us. Yes, there is a huge dent in this fragrance. I had to use it to kill a fly. Somehow a fly got in. And so, you know, I don't like to use fly swatters because if you smash it, that's extra cleanup. So I found some spray and I had this sitting out, getting ready to come on and talk to you guys about it. So I just grabbed it real quick and we got them. So I'm going to take the top off here and give it a little spray and tell you what I think first off on this fragrance. This is the top. It is plastic, chocolate brown. Nothing real fancy. Nice plastic top there. And then the atomizer is the same construction of plastic. Same color as the actual top itself. And you see the design name written on the front, Ellen Tracy. Now I do want to tell you that Ellen Tracy has been around since the 60s. I read that in the 1960s when this design house was established. So let me go ahead and give her a spray so you guys can see how well I can tell you right off the bat, the atomizer works really good. All right. So this fragrance starts off kind of, and I'm going to tell you right off the bat, it gives me an aftershave vibe. You know, a men's aftershave. That's how strong it is. It's very masculine. I would love to smell this on a man. I really would. It is for women, but this is more of a masculine scent than it is for me, in my opinion. But I would have to wait until I wear it and see how it works with my body chemistry, what the dry down does, because there is vanilla in this fragrance. And normally when there's a little bit of a vanilla note in the fragrance along with the sandalwood, sometimes that dry down is really creamy and smooth and it changes on you. So this is just my first impression of this fragrance. So let's go back in and see what else we smell. A little bit of cinnamon, but there's a medicinal smell to this fragrance. It smells, like I said, like a medicine, like aftershave. I'm not a cognac or Hennessy drinker, but that's what this reminds me of. It's very, very boozy. And it doesn't say that there's a boozy note in this fragrance, but it's extremely boozy. And that's kind of why it put me in the mind frame of more of a masculine fragrance. Although I do own a couple of fragrances in my collection that are labeled boozy, but they are unisex fragrances, and one of them is a male fragrance. It just smells beautiful enough for a woman to wear it. And so there is rose in the fragrance, but like I said, that cinnamon and the peach and the rose, it's an eau de parfum, but it's really, really boozy. And normally at this stage, after spraying a fragrance, you start to get in more of like your middle notes, which is your heart note of the fragrance. And then, you know, smoothing down into like where we would go down to the sandalwood and tonka bean. And we haven't gotten there just yet. So I definitely would have to wear this and come back on and give you guys a huge description of what this fragrance actually does. Because I'm thinking once it dries down, it changes into something different. And so I would love to give this a try. I also think with this fragrance, because it is smelling more on the masculine side, that an essential oil would really bring out that citrus, that mandarin, the orange in that fragrance, and the peach. I think that using an essential oil of one of the lightest fragrances would soften it up a little bit as well. I'm thinking that, or maybe a vanilla oil. I don't particularly care for vanilla oils, but I love citrusy oils. Your mandarin oranges, your orange blossom oils, absolutely love them. And I'm thinking that paired with this particular fragrance, it would kind of get it a little bit softer. So again, for the Ellen Tracy, I would definitely have to wear this fragrance to tell you how long it lasts, about the moderation of the fragrance, if it had, what type of sillage it has, if it creates a scent bubble, you know, how is it as far as the long, you know, of course, longevity, how long does it take before it turns into a skin scent. So yes, I would definitely have to wear this to tell you guys about that. But right off the bat, I get a real medicine-y, boozy smell. Almost on the lines of maybe like an aftershave or something like that. And like I said, I don't drink you know, cognac or scotch or Hennessy or anything like that, but that's what it's giving me. It's gotta have a rum note in there or something, because I can taste that. I can kind of taste that booziness. The alcohol content in this fragrance is extremely high, which is unusual for an eau de parfum, and it's kind of shocking. And I guess that's the reason why I haven't reached for this fragrance since I've had it. Now, it doesn't smell old or rancid. I've had it for quite some time, and sometimes fragrances do turn and they change, so you have to be careful with how you store them. But I do store my fragrances you know, in a cool, dark area, and so that way they're not exposed to extreme heat or sunlight. So I'm really, really careful with that. And then the display case that I have them nested in is tempered glass. So I'm really careful about that, because as you well know, if you have several fragrance choices and you have a collection of fragrances, if you don't reach for a fragrance every day, it could go months and sometimes years that you ever touch a fragrance other than to dust and clean them, right? So with this one, no, it hasn't gone bad. I can tell that it's not rancid, and it's not old. Now, the DNA of the fragrance may have changed because I've had it for quite some time, but I don't get any of that soury, rancid smell from this fragrance. It's strong and it's potent. So like I said, I'd be interested to find out what this fragrance does once it dries down and that sandalwood and the vanilla finally kicks in, and that booziness of the fragrance kind of dies down. And I'm going to dig a little deeper too to see if I can get some more information on the detailed fragrance notes of this particular offering from Ellen Tracy. I didn't get a whole lot of information on notations on this fragrance, and so I had to really research it. It took me at least an hour to find enough information to even come on and tell you guys what the components of this fragrance is. It's been out for a long time, so a little bit different from the bronze. Bronze a 2000. It was made and launched in the 2000s, but Ellen's been around for a minute. So yeah, I would like to dig a little deeper, get some more information on that particular fragrance, wear it, and come back on and tell you guys what I really think about that fragrance. I want to give it a shot. You know what I mean? I don't want to just say, I don't like it. Right off the bat, it's not my cup of tea. I will say that, because it is too boozy. It is. It's more on the masculine side, and I would love to smell that on a gentleman. You know, that different body chemistry, you know, the heat, and all of that coming from a man would be totally different, and I would love to smell that. So, you know, yeah, but I'm gonna give it a try, come back and tell you guys what I think about it. Okay, all right. Well, with that, I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me. Thank you for viewing my videos. I really appreciate it. The views are going up. I'm excited. I want to thank you guys. I really appreciate you taking out the time to view my videos, and hopefully you see something and hear something that you like. Make sure, if you have any questions, or if you have these fragrances and you like them, comment below and let me know. Share with me how you layer them, what the fragrance does for you, okay? Or if you have any other Ellen Tracy fragrances in your particular collection that you absolutely love and you like to share those with me. All right, so that's it for today. I just wanted to kind of tap in and briefly give you some information on 2 Ellen Tracy fragrances that I have in my collection that I'm going to indulge in in the upcoming week. I'm going to wear them and come back on with a detailed review for you guys and tell you what I think about them. All right. Okay. Well, have a wonderful weekend. Enjoy. Be safe. Even if you've been vaccinated, wear your mask. Be responsible. And don't forget to wrap it up. All right. Bye-bye. God bless, guys.